To the absolute surprise of none of us, the government has passed the Rwanda refugee bill, which means we will send those trying to come here through illegal channels to Rwanda. The Rwanda bill has passed its latest stage, and the Prime Minister has seen off a Tory revolt. A total of 320 MPs voted for the bill at its third reading, while 276 MPs voted against it. 60 Tory rebels had voted for 3 amendments to the bill in the past 2 days, all of which were rejected. The bill passed without any amendments being accepted. This was supposedly a huge Tory rebellion, as you heard in that quote from the Times. 60 MPs tried to make amendments because they didn't think the bill was right-wing enough. I know, right? It's insane. Well, when it came to crunch time, these rebels just folded because, despite getting none of their amendments, because they care about power and that's it. And they don't have their own principles. I mean, their own principles are pretty disgusting. And in a broader sense, they still voted in favour of a callous, vile policy, but it just shows that they will drop their convictions in order to try and save this failing government. We spent £400 million on this refugee policy without sending a single person to Rwanda. The Rwandan president said that if nothing happens, they will send the money back, but he isn't actually under any obligation. I mean, if I was him, I'd keep it. But it just shows how incompetent they are. The policy is unworkable, unlawful, so it's no surprise the Tories have messed this up. In fact, this is really funny. Not only have we not sent anyone to Rwanda, but we've actually taken in refugees from there. So despite the government saying, oh, it's really safe, well, clearly not, because we are taking people fleeing the country. You could not make it up. But there's something even funnier, which is this clip from Sky showing that Sunak shouldn't be so quick to celebrate this bill passing.
It's interesting, isn't it? He's kind of riding the wave of the victory last night. He has managed to get this flagship legislation through. In some ways, he faced down the rebels, only 11 of them actually willing to vote against the government. But now we learn that several letters of no confidence have been submitted into his leadership. We've had so many leadership elections in the Tory party in the past couple of years. Are they really willing to do this again, particularly in an election year? Well, some of them clearly feel strongly enough about it. They clearly don't have faith in his policy working. I suspect some of those letters are from the 11 rebels who were willing to vote against the government. Most of them were kind of the usual suspects who supported Boris Johnson or Liz Truss, never big fans of Rishi Sunak himself. But of course, we don't know who those letters are from at the moment, unless any of them are willing to come out and tell us who it is. But for the Prime Minister, it's an uncomfortable reminder that, yes, he may have won the day ultimately last night, but fundamentally his leadership is on very shaky ground.
This is so good. Sunak just can't catch a break, can he? Finally, he gets the victory he wanted, and the next day we've got Tory MPs trying to get rid of him. It is just so good. It doesn't matter how much he panders to the extreme right of the party. They don't want you. They are Johnson and Truss loyalists, which is ironic because Sunak is 100% to the right of Boris Johnson. But why die on this hill? It's unworkable, it's unlawful, and it's horrendously disgusting. Why are you trying to make this the cornerstone of your government? Your legacy will be this failure. It's insane that he chooses this. Given the polling, given where the Tories are, why not address the cost of living? Why at least not do some last-minute economic populist policies? You are going to lose, and most people care about their material needs. If there's any hope, just a little bit of hope that you could win, surely you would appeal to that. But no, because Sunak is deranged, out of touch, and morally reprehensible. That's why he's going down this route, despite evidence suggesting that this is not a good strategy. But it's not just that Sunak is nasty. That's too simplistic. The reason why this has become such a focus is because the Tories are desperately trying to push the culture wars. Why would they address the cost of living when they have no answers to it? Why would they address it when they created the problem in the first place? They have nothing. So then they brought out the likes of Suella Braverman, who is probably the country's worst MP. She is vile and repugnant beyond belief. I'm so glad she's gone now. But culture wars is all they have, and they are being punished for it. There was a major poll from YouGov where 14,000 people were surveyed, which gives Labour a majority of 120 and puts the Tories on 169. They absolutely deserve it. Truss crashed the economy by giving tax cuts to her rich mates. Rishi Sunak has done piss all to reverse the damage previous Tory leaders have done. And now his legacy is punishing vulnerable people. They messed up so badly, so much so that incredibly, a poll from last year showed that people trust Labour more on immigration, something I didn't think I'd ever see. Something that's supposed to be a strength for the Tories has now been claimed by Labour. 38% of people trust Labour on immigration and asylum policies. 37% trust them to handle small boats crossing the Channel. For the Tories, only 29% trust them on immigration, 28% trusting their asylum policy, and 27% trusting them on small boats. I'm looking forward to see so many Tories lose their seats. I cannot wait. I mean, polling shows that Jeremy Hunt, the piece of garbage who treated junior doctors like crap, who hates the NHS, might be going. Johnny Mercer, who was just a massive melt, could be going. Apparently, Ian Duncan Smith could be gone. That man, the absolute dredge and gutter of society. I mean, he literally celebrated in the Commons when his bill to cut benefits from disabled people passed. He is just a vile creature. The Tories could have addressed the cost of living. They could have supported public servants striking for better wages and conditions. But no, they just wanted to punish refugees and asylum seekers. But soon enough, they will be gone, not just for this election, but potentially a whole generation, and it is fully deserved.